Hello, I'm Jonathan Dunsky, author of the Adam Lapid Mysteries. On this channel, I talk about crime fiction that I read and enjoyed, and today I'd like to tell you about The Way We Die Now by Charles Willeford. The Way We Die Now is the fourth and last book in the Hoke Moseley series. The author, Charles Willeford, sadly passed away while he was writing book 5, and I previously reviewed the first 3 novels in this series, and you can find a link in the description below to a playlist that includes all 3 reviews. So go check them out if you are not familiar with the Hoke Moseley series. Hoke Moseley is a police detective working in Miami, and all the Hoke Moseley novels take place primarily in Miami, but also in other places in Florida. And the series is widely considered to be a remarkable achievement in crime fiction. So let me tell you a bit about where we find Hoke, our hero, in the beginning of book 4. So right now, Hoke is living in a comfortable house with his 2 teenage daughters and his former partner, Alida, who has given birth to a baby boy. So Hoke is a police sergeant in Miami and is quite happy about being on the force and is quite happy with his job and the way his life is going in general. But then a couple of things happen that, of course, will complicate his life, and that will be the story in this novel. So one thing is that a guy that Hoke arrested and got imprisoned moves in to the house right across the street from where Hoke and his family and Alida live. And this now released felon, when he was arrested, when Hoke arrested him, he promised to get even with Hoke sometimes in the future, and now he decided to move in right across the street from him. So of course Hoke is naturally worried about what this guy intends to do. And this guy seems to want to insinuate himself into Hoke's life, into his family's life, and Hoke sees him as a threat, and it is not quite clear in the beginning what sort of threat he is. In addition to that, Hoke is given a task by his boss, and this task involves him going outside of Miami into another part of Florida, and they're working undercover in order to investigate a particular farm that employs migrant workers, and some of these migrant workers tend to end up dead or disappeared after they work on that farm. So Hoke is given the task to go into that farm as a foreman, and to try to find out what's going on there. And he has to grow a beard. He has to remove his false teeth to sort of look the part of an indigent guy looking for any sort of work, and he applies to work on that farm, which is considered a bad place to work, even as a foreman. And Hoke does what he's told, and what happens on that farm is quite surprising and thrilling and dangerous, and it's terrific writing. Just the way that he goes into trouble and then extricate himself from that trouble. So this novel was told only from the viewpoint of Hoke, and this is in contrast to 2 of the previous novels, which were told partly from his viewpoint and partly from the viewpoint of the main villains, or just the villains of those books. And Hoke now seems on the verge of going even further in the department, of being promoted further in the department, and his life should be improving even further than it already has in the course of the series. He started the series as when he was broke, when he lived in a flea bag residential hotel, when he didn't have his daughters with him, and now he has a real family life and everything seems to be going well. But of course, all these developments endanger his comfortable life as it is right now. It's quite clear that when you read the book, when you get to the end, that the story of Hoke was far from done, that Charles Willeford intended to continue writing about him, maybe many more novels, we don't know. And I was quite saddened when I got to the end, knowing that this would be the last I will ever read about Hoke Moseley. I will also say that the final paragraph and even the final line of this book are some of the most poignant and moving lines that I've ever read in fiction, and I wish I could just read them out to you, but they would make absolutely no sense unless you read the books. But they gave me, a taste for more, and of course there will be no more Hoke Moseley because the author has died. So in general, now that I've reached the end and now that I've reviewed all 4 novels, I will say that I greatly enjoyed listening to the audiobooks of the Hoke Moseley series. I listened to all 4, one right after the other, which is rare for me. I usually don't read or listen to more than 2 or 3 books in a series without taking a break and reading something else before I return to that series. So this just says how much I enjoyed being with Hoke Moseley, reading about him and his adventures and the mysteries that he solves. And I intend to look for more books by Charles Willeford, because I think that there is something very special about the way he writes, about the humanity that he manages to convey in his characters, and also in the surprising and unexpected way in which he throws violence into his stories. It's something that I've not read anything similar to in my many years of reading crime fiction. So, as I said, I greatly enjoyed both this book and the Hoke Moseley series in general, and you can find a link in the description below to where you can pick up copies of all the Hoke Moseley books. And let me know in the comments if you've ever read anything by Charles Willeford or any of the Hoke Moseley series in particular. I'd like to hear or read what you think of them. So thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.